Chris, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life.
Yes, is buying the nondescript black hat one.
What do you think? Could that be it?
It needs a logo on it.
Could that have been it, though? Could that have been
Now
it?
it can be. All right, besides buying FBI informant hat,
Look,
what mistakes have you made?
hold on about the hat, though. Haven't you seen the really nice, solid black hats?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, they kind of look like they have like a leather thing going on.
I don't like that.
But they just have, but you know what I mean? They have just no logo, but you can tell that's a nice hat.
Like a baseball cap?
It's not even that. It might be like a 5-panel situation.
I have no
But
idea.
it looks overproduced.
No. What are you talking about?
Just like it's really thick.
No.
It's got kind of a shine on it. But
Is
it's
that what you
solid.
were going for?
I wanted one.
But you got cheap Walmart hat?
It cost $333, and you know what twice that is? Ooh. But what about?
Oh, I get it. Okay.
I'm serious. It was $333. But anyway, no. I mean, that's one of my mistakes
You can't toss that around like that.
because I didn't wear that. It's valuable merchandise. I didn't wear that once on the trip, did I?
No. Why would you?
I thought about it a few times, but I don't know. I make fun of Mario because he's the guy that does it's so cheap, why not get it? And typically what he does is that's with video games. Mm-hmm. And you remember I told you he got Bloodborne?
Yeah, when it was
Can
free.
you believe that was free?
That's a good deal. Because I haven't followed up with much.
Almost literally a steal. But, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, is free on Xbox right now.
Wow.
Like a year after it was free on PS4, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. That's another one of those games I really just wish I could just, like, put my foot down and say, I'm going to do this.
Well, you don't just do that game. You kind of play it and, like, it's a very compulsive game. It's very much incomplete, so there's not a lot of story to it. It's just fun, and it's big, so it's not something you just, like, pop in and, like, beat in a day.
To me, it always felt like, well, I'm not saying I'm going to treat it like that, but to me, it was always like, okay.
Well, what I'm saying is that needs to be, like, the only game you have.
Okay.
Because that's what it was
It's
for
a
me.
commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that because I would pop it in and, all right, I'm going to do a mission. I haven't played this in 3 months. I'm ready. I'm going to start a mission. And I start the mission. And the one I'm thinking of offhand that really turned me off was some mission where there's like, it's like a group of tanks or some type of military vehicles, or it's moving through.
Yeah,
and you have
I know
to
the one you're
destroy them,
talking
blow
about.
them up. And I realized I hadn't developed or come up with anything
Yeah.
that could easily do that. And they kept getting away. And the game was yelling at me like, "You're letting them get away!"
I played that game pretty much exclusively for 3 months when it came out.
Wow.
Not
And
much
it has
else.
that much content,
Yeah.
though, you know? That's one of those games that I appreciate. Like, I've heard and seen so much about it, I wish I could do it.
It's just
I
a
will.
shame how incomplete it is because, like, the direction in it is incredible, like, as you might have seen from the cutscenes.
Yeah.
So, it's just too bad that the story was not completed. Because it's very light. Like, there are only a few cutscenes and a few story moments, and you can just tell. You can tell what was going on there.
But wasn't the story already finished in 4, basically?
I mean, yes,
What
but, like,
needed to happen?
All those games are very story-heavy, and this one is not. It's, like, barely there, is the point.
What about what came after it?
What is that?
Metal Gear Survive.
Well,
Is that considered to be within the series? I know it may not be the timeline, but do people really group those? I mean, I guess you have to group those games together.
It doesn't even matter because it's like an alternate timeline, so who cares?
Yeah. Well, speaking of mistakes,
Okay.
that's what I started out with here. I gotta apologize not only to you, but to the whole fan base.
All 62 of you.
Oh, yeah. We had
got a new one recently.
I was very happy. I got a notification on my phone. I woke up. Oh, what a great start to the day when I'm hungover. The last podcast, it happened. A number 39. We did 3, and then 39 was just. Put it in your own words. What happened with 39? I want to hear it.
Unfocused?
No, be brutal.
No, you can talk about it.
Jay drank.
I already told you.
You know, it used to be. We could just say we're gonna drink a whole lot, and we're gonna shit something out. And
well, we never did that with the podcast, so we always knocked the podcast out early.
I feel like a few of Christmas casts.
Well, that's
maybe.
a different story.
Oh,
it is.
Well, long story.
That was a more festive thing, like rather than okay, we have to leave tomorrow morning.
Yeah, you got a point. But long story short, the podcast we did was unlistenable, largely to me, or largely in part because of me, because you were there, you were focused, but I was not making sense. I was, as you put, rhyming a lot unnecessarily. I think
a hallmark of any almost good podcast,
but especially the last channel.
Yeah,
the secret channel.
Yes,
which I think I name dropped in this lost podcast. Yeah,
I think quite a few times.
Yeah, it's we're still going to keep that under wraps. It's a great movie, by the way. Check it out, Under Wraps. You remember that?
Is it the one with the Invisible Man?
It was the one with the mummy, and he would like drink boxed milk.
Oh, Brendan Fraser.
Oh yeah. No, I think it was like a Disney Channel original movie or something.
I thought that. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, anyway, that was a big mistake on my part. And I feel bad, and I'm sorry to everyone. Sorry I wasted your time, because I had a good set of topics to discuss in that one, but I just botched it bad.
Well, there were a few moments where it was good, but like everything around it was just like, whoa.
Maybe I'll still listen to it and plug a few in seamlessly, where no one can tell in this one.
I don't know.
Because
you'll be able to
it'll go from me speaking like this to me and getting them and ripping them. It'll go to the
that's what it was. I'm getting them, ripping them. What was the thing about heading up to Wisdom Rock and taking
mescaline? In the beginning, I was trying to have this retrospective about the whole trip. And I said that we went to Wisdom Rock and took a bunch of mescaline and tried to get like ideas or something. And there's so many points in that thing. I scanned through it while Chris was taking a nap not too long ago to get ready for this.
Yeah.
And I was so upset. You just didn't know what to say half the time. I would pose like a fair question. You would respond, and then I would just not be having it. I would just be out of my mind, and it was a big mistake. And
well, you might get to hear some of it at the end with the music picks.
you'll get to hear me slurring so much more. And after the music pick you chose, I kept saying incredible, incredible. And I do remember at the time thinking genuinely. Well, I mean, I liked your pick, but I was incredible.
I remember. You kept going, I'm flattered.
Well, I said that a few times because you said the pick I chose reminded you some way indirectly of Grizzly Bear.
Yeah.
I was like, Chris, I'm flattered. I'm so flattered. So, yeah. It's weird. Does drinking suck now?
Is that your question of the week?
I don't know. It's just a question I wanted to pose.
I wouldn't say that.
Has it lost its luster because we've done it too much? Or like, what's the trick?
I think you need to be on the same page as the other people around you. Really.
That's true, because even though I took like a good tolerance break before I came to Houston for a few days, it kind of feels like after a few drinks I went right back to where I was, and of course I was treating it like the old channel days, because when I'm in Texas, it's like, all right, go for it, it's time. And some people just don't feel like that, because people don't. I'm not saying you haven't learned to drink, but because God knows apparently I haven't learned to control myself. But
yes,
I don't know if we mentioned it in any of these podcasts, maybe it was the last one, you want to talk about some of the crimes I committed?
Oh,
Because I don't care.
I think you labeled it Pizzagate 2.
Yes!
Unfortunately.
Yes!
But,
I thought you were really upset about that still.
not still. At the time. I think you had fallen asleep again to watching something. And then I delivered most graciously a half pizza to you.
But I did pay for it.
Great.
I paid for the thing that would cause the damage.
Yes. And then
It's like paying for a sledgehammer that I broke the windows with.
I woke Jay up, and he was like the semi-conscious rabid animal. He was like, and then just he like backhand slapped the pizza out of my hand and went, "Get out!" Like something like that.
And the pizza went all over the couch.
It wasn't
right?
like you just dropped it, like you thought you did.
Oh no!
You attacked. You hit the plate out of my hand, and then you started grabbing at it and spreading the sauce around the cushions.
Oh, you must be embellishing.
I am not.
Dear God. Maybe I, in a very drunken state, realized my mistake, but still wanted to eat it.
You sent me some messages when you went outside after, because you were very mad.
No, I got upset.
Well, yeah. Hold on.
I think I sobered up just a little bit, and then I was like, I've ruined the trip.
Let me read really quick. Hold on. Where is it? Okay. At 4:40 a.m., you just sent this to me while you were outside. I'm telling you, I remember settling in for your 10 minutes, in quotes,
cook time,
and walking up to "What have you done?"
Meant waking.
Yes.
Meant waking up to Krista going, "What have you done?" Which I don't think you said that.
And then another text message. It's as if I committed a crime, and then what is happening?
I was
and then
so upset.
Another one. Oh, I ruined the couch. What?
I didn't used to be this person when I got catastrophically drunk, but I think I just took it to, I think my body is, usually my body, if I drink like a certain amount, will start shutting down and saying, all right, stop, it's time to stop. But I've somehow conditioned myself to continue taking in inhuman levels of alcohol that truly the unmanned danger transport arrives in a physical form. And it's a scary thing. I tried to tell you last year, beware.
I never, I know you did send out a cryptic warning.
Beware.
I did record something of, I think that night when you just fell asleep, because you were saying some things that were just outlandish, and I will play them later.
Oh, God, you've held on to this until now.
I won't do it now.
Last-minute treat. Let's pipe it into the mic now.
No.
And the other thing I did with the beer.
What was that? Oh, yeah, he also threw a beer on the couch.
Did you?
While you were sleeping again.
Were you bringing me food, or?
No, you were just sleeping with a full beer in your hand and, like, threw it over your shoulder like it was nothing onto the couch.
So you didn't, like, come to me like, Jay, wake up or let's go do something? You were like, it just happened? You were just...
Yeah, you were just casually leaning back in the couch with the full beer that you didn't drink but were asleep.
What beer was it?
Casually tossed it.
It smelled like a Miller the next day on the pillow.
I'm sure. Sprayed that thing down with Lysol. Had to nuke it.
There was one more mistake. Oh, yeah, it was taquito night. It wasn't that much of a mistake, but I just fell asleep.
No, that's where you started mumbling horrible utterances.
Is that what you... Oh, no. I don't want to see that. I'm so scared. Why did you film me?
I didn't film you. I just recorded it.
Oh, no. No. Strange utterances.
Okay, yes. Well, that's what that was. You fell asleep to Google image searching Elizabeth Olsen.
I had just seen
all
Avengers.
Of a sudden, you just started talking about Great Hunter Hemwick. That's when I started recording.
Have you been like rewatching these a lot?
No, I just listened to it the other day.
Well,
because I titled the recording "What."
I apologize. I really do. This is the mistake cast. I'm trying to atone for my sins. I don't know if there's anything to bring me back from this now. I didn't used to do this stuff, did I?
Fall asleep early and
do strange things. I think you mixed...
I don't know. Maybe it's... maybe I'm noticing when it's not in your room. Maybe I'm a little more perceptive.
Yeah, because I was there for a lot longer than I usually am in Texas. And, I fell asleep Babadook night.
Yeah.
A famous Babadook night.
Oh, yeah. That was a big time. Yeah, it was great.
There's something very sad about falling asleep. Like it's very sad to fall asleep watching something someone wants you to watch, but when you fall asleep to your own thing, I don't know if that says something or you just were in a different like headspace altogether. But
That's why often I hesitate to even show people stuff. Like I think we talked about watching like 4 different movies the whole trip, and just none of them happened.
oh no, that's one of the mistakes. I wanted to drag Chris out to see, believe it or not, a Marvel movie.
Oh yeah, right up my alley.
Look, I am just as tired as you now, even though I was more receptive to it in the beginning than I'm sure you were. What was the first cinematic universe one? Iron Man?
Yeah, I think so.
What year was that? Like
2007, maybe 8,
God.
2008.
I've been doing this shit for a long time. I just got really tired of, superhero fatigue set in. But, I knew this one was like kind of the culmination of most of those movies. And so I said, whatever. I'll go see this. I'll probably see it with my dad at some point. And I was just pretty pleased. There's some cool moments. There's some moments in that movie that make you go, wow, that's cool. And there may be a lot of other bad superhero, like, back and forth, haha, funny parts that are not good. But, I don't know, that movie works better than it deserves to, considering they crammed almost every fucking character into it. It's insane. And there were several days where you're gracious enough to, if I put my foot down one of those days in Texas, and said, let's go see it, you'd probably go through with it.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
It's because the day got started at like 3 or 4 every day.
Even then, I don't know what it was. I just don't think we could have handled it. Well, I mean, we could have handled it, but I was just, I don't know. I felt like it might have not been, at the end of the day, even worth your time. And you kept suggesting, let's find a way to watch it from home. But I don't know. So that's another mistake. Or no, it's a regret. What other regrets do I have? Do you have any regrets?
Why are you asking me? That's up to you.
Do you have any regrets? No art. Very upset.
What? No art?
Our man Art.
Oh, yeah.
I was extremely upset. He seems to be busy with weddings and whatnot.
Yeah.
But not enough Daniel. I was not happy. I was very unhappy at the end of it. He's a busy guy, but I don't know. People have to keep working, and then Vacation Mode Jay comes along with his funny Hawaiian t-shirts. I did mean to bring that thing.
Really upsets the balance sometimes.
And it's just no one's having it. No pub crawl.
Nope.
Which
I
to
did
me,
ask one time.
To me,
when we went to the Greek restaurant.
To me, it just seemed I was just being a penny pincher there, and I'm not a penny pincher. You know that, but I could see that escalating to something where I would spend over like $100 or so in a night, just being really stupid and trying to show off. And so I just said, I can't do it. I just cannot do it. It would be just rough. And also, for as much as I love to drink, bars.
Yeah, too expensive.
Yeah, I would like one Miller, $5.
If not more.
Yeah, especially if it's in a trendier place. Now this is one that's really funny. No California.
Oh, that pipe dream.
Far-fetched pipe dream.
I knew when you were texting me that, I was like, this isn't going to happen.
I thought you were going to say, how much has he had to drink?
Well, yeah. I remember you fantasizing about getting out to San Diego at some point. Or no, San Francisco.
No, yeah, I was mistaken in where I was like, yeah, Giant Bomb, they're in San Diego.
Well, I think you said something about Mega 64 too, but...
let's go knock on their door.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say that.
I know what the idea was behind it, but...
It's one of those things that's so far off.
It seems realistic when you're pitching it.
Or not even that, it's just so...
Something that...
We could do it.
Yeah.
We could fucking do it.
It's kind of fun to think about.
Yeah, but when you actually get there, you'll say, all right, spend all this money, what do I do? Like, this isn't fun. Everything's really expensive.
The same thing we would have done anyway, so...
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't really regret that. It was just worth mentioning. Oh yeah. We did do some image edits for an upcoming Idiot Music.
Yeah.
I may throw in a few of my own just
top
to
tier image edits.
keep things surprising, you know?
Your edits will keep people on their toes, that's
because
for sure.
Chris surveyed every single one that was done and even curated one or two. But I've got a few aces up my sleeve.
I'm sure. Some psychotic edits.
And I think there'll be subjects we just didn't choose that I feel more personal about. We did a good 3, right? Good 3 different subjects.
Should we not?
No.
Okay.
No. They can't know.
We did 4.
Shit, we did.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Well, 5, including a special one. A special guest, though.
That's true.
We got a special guest on this one.
Him.
No.
Got busted peddling weed in a dumb place. Right?
Yes.
It's so funny to me. I didn't know. I heard about that story once and never thought about it again. And
it's because that's just like, I don't know the guy, and that's how I know his name. So
I remember having just a few passing...
Oh, that's the guy that got busted for selling pot or buying pot in this weird
He was
part.
buying it?
I don't know.
I think it was...
Who cares?
The mystery deepens.
Yeah.
Talk about regrets here. I'm gonna push a regret on you.
Okay.
And I hope there's been no talk of this, but you never know. I just have... Why don't you have a Switch yet?
I don't have $300 to spend.
But do you regret that?
Yes. What do you think?
It fits into my theme.
Sure.
My theme. This is my vision, my quest. What would you get first?
Like a game?
Yeah.
Either Mario Kart or Zelda. But probably Mario Kart.
That's like my Ronnie, who you got to know better in a weird way, through my phone, through his Facebook meme attacks. He
should update that Sopranos picture of insistent with him.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
His insistent
Ronnie's soft insistent question.
His insistent meme prodding.
Right.
I'll explain that in a minute. But Ronnie, I talked about the Switch for so long, and he is a little girl with his baby mama, as he refers to her all the time. I'm not being mocking. And I kept saying, man, you got to get a Switch. It's so good. I kept bragging about all the games I had, and I don't really have that many. And he finally came to me and said, I got one. And I said...
He said, I saw Kirby, and then I was just in.
Shut up.
Great.
Actually, I don't regret that game, but I regret trading in $60 worth of games.
That's insane. What did you trade in to get that?
Life is Strange. Oh, this was going to piss you off. Witcher 3.
Oh my God.
Dying Light.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the others, but they didn't... I felt like I could let them go. But Ronnie bought a Switch, and he was like, I don't really know what game to get first. And I said, well, I basically told him every game I had, and said, Zelda's the one, man. You probably don't have enough time, but that's seriously to me the defining title for that platform. And he ended up buying my copy of Splatoon 2.
Oh, cool.
He paid $40 for it.
Wow.
Because there was even used GameStop. It was like $54.99.
Nintendo products.
It's like GTA 5. It's still $54.99 used, isn't it?
No, I think they finally dropped it down to $30 recently.
$29.99?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It might just be on sale on the PSN store, but yes.
Can't wait to pick up my PS3 version.
Oh, yes, at Redbox.
It's still there, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
God. I didn't even come to that because you mentioned it being at a Redbox and seeing that tonight. It just kind of connected. But so he bought that, and that's the only game he has. And it's been like a month or two. And he said, my kid doesn't get it.
Does he?
He says he doesn't. He actually agreed with me about the motion controls. He said they were a total detriment, even though everyone else is really good at it. It's like if you are good at the motion controls, you'll be a lot better than the people not using it. But I just couldn't do it.
No
it's
way.
One thing I actually prefer. I kind of like them in Mario Kart.
No,
even though everyone else disagrees with me.
Awful. Period.
I think I feel stupid doing the shifting and the tilting, except with the split controllers. Then it feels good. It's like, oh, this is awesome. It's very responsive in that form. I don't know. So, you're not a big Zelda fan, but you would still go for Zelda?
Yeah, because it's different enough.
You said Mario Kart.
Yeah.
You would get like the crowd pleaser. Because you'd probably play a lot of that yourself and with friends. But so the first like deep dive solo game would be Zelda? Or
I mean, yeah, what else would it be?
Mario.
I don't know
You've
if
seen
I need
enough.
to play it. Yeah.
You've seen enough. It's really good.
It's a good game. I'm just not sure if like I would play it myself.
Would you be buying any major third-party titles on
No.
there? Like future ones?
Like that would be on PS4 and
Yeah.
no. Well, no.
What if I gifted you Doom
Well, I'd play it if you gave it to me, yeah.
and gave you a Switch too?
Well, okay, now we're talking.
Now you're going to finally play Doom. But yeah, you know. Oh, that's how I got into the Switch thing. I regret not playing it more while I was in Texas.
Yeah.
I wanted just to...
You fell asleep playing Zelda.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, that's easy to... The game is... There's a direction, but it's sort of a make-your-own adventure in a lot of ways. And occasionally you'll just hit a wall.
You lose focus.
And it's... yeah.
I went to the bathroom while you were playing and came out and you would...
That's all it took.
That might have been the beer over the shoulder night. I think it might have been.
Never forget.
Somehow you were holding the controller and a cup.
Really?
I don't know. You couldn't have thrown the controller. You had to throw the liquid.
On that note, I'm taking a bathroom break.
Okay. We got big news coming in. Play the breaking news theme.
Oh, it's good.
Dean Norris, known best for his
Hank?
role as Hank Schrader in the AMC original series Breaking Bad, has just tweeted,
Oh, no.
sex gifts. It reminds me of that Ted Cruz thing. Where
Sex gifts?
No. His Twitter account liked like a porn page.
Oh,
You
yeah!
remember that? That's like a Google search. That's like a to share so Why gifts? On Twitter. He needs it in that platform.
Oh, my God. Did he just happen upon that?
Oh, Mega 64, of course. It's
Well,
an hour ago.
they find the best things.
He
They
just
really
tweeted
do.
that an hour ago. It's not like it's from 2011.
What's he up doing?
Dean?
Yeah, throw this one over onto the Xbox like that one time. Remember that? When we spilled the beer on the Xbox?
We?
Somehow a beer was spilled on the Xbox.
Oh, yes.
And I freaked.
The Xbox 360 or the one?
That. I remember like looking into this and like, I was like, get a hair dryer.
You should have put it in a big bowl of rice.
What do they say? I don't have that much rice.
You don't have a bowl that big either. You could have put it in the
That's
tub.
like a plastic tub or something, yeah.
Go to the club, buy a tub, put in the rice, dry it up.
I think I'm going to find a way to incorporate all of this, actually.
I thought you were. That's what I was going
Oh! Sorry. I took a drink pouring break and the bits kept going. That was a bit. Well,
for. They never stop.
Dean, I think you fired that off in the witching hour, right? That's midnight, right?
I don't know.
I think the witching hour
wee
is
hours.
midnight. I wanted to talk about something relating to that word.
Dean?
Witch.
Oh.
Do you ever... How much do you use Instagram? Like, I mean, not like posting, but scrolling around, just looking at stuff.
Like how many times do I just hit the app per day?
Yeah.
Maybe like 3 times.
Do you ever go into like they tune things to like there's a public page or like a you don't
Only
go to
people
that?
I follow. No. Just the home thing with everyone that posted.
Well, I'm going into the app now, and there is, let's see, it looks like it's like a search icon. It's a magnifying glass.
Yeah,
And
I know what you're talking
it's
about.
a series of generated things based off of accounts that you have interacted with. And unfortunately, a lot of mine are Suicide Girl accounts or things related to that. I hope everybody knows what that is by now. But I've seen not only with those types, but also people on Facebook that I knew in high school and college. Like, it kind of fits into the quirky girl or quirky guy kind of thing of I'm witchy. You ever seen that?
Yeah.
Like such and such, I'm this and this, such and such witch.
Could you imagine like a guy posting something like that, like hashtag warlock?
Ooh. But it's also there's like I think it was somebody that was related to Mega 64, one of the girls that had just sat in on like a Christmas cast, and I was scrolling around and saw them retweet something from her, and I clicked on her account on Twitter. It just said such and such spooky girl. What is all this?
Have you run into spoopy stuff like that?
That's a total. Is that different or is
I
that
don't
the
know if
same
it's different.
ballpark?
I don't know.
Tell me about spoopy.
I
You
don't,
talked to me about this before, but I don't remember the details.
I don't have the inside scoop on spoop,
Oh,
but what I'm
spoop.
saying is I think it's a not so distant relative of Floofer and Bork and
Ugh.
Snouts and whatever that.
Snouts. Well, this really just fits into a whole like a brief aside about things we see that keep repeating in like Twitter or Instagram bios, the way people describe themselves. You know, an earlier example could be taken, but just I'm witchy or 19. Oh, level 19. Can't
As
say
in, like, their age?
Yeah. Wow. I like games, and I'm gonna tell you this way, or I'm kind of antisocial and might wear darker clothes. I'm witchy. Can you stop it? Can you stop? I just wanted to crowbar that in because I think that's a real gross thing to do. Can you imagine being someone on a phone typing in
That'll get them.
California LA freelance artist spooky?
I think you nailed it. I think you got it.
And they have like a single tattoo, and it's like Majora's Mask.
I was thinking like a Kingdom Hearts
And that,
Keyblade.
or that, and it's I'm a spooky girl. I'm witchy.
What do you think about people that put like video game stickers on their cars?
Oh, we saw one, didn't we? What did it say? That was leaving.
I can't remember. What did it say?
It was there's a portal. It was like a portal thing that didn't say anything.
There was also a Zelda one.
But it was something else.
There's
with
something
a lot
kinda
of
like-
tude and kind of cute tude as well. You know,
but
there's
it
a
wasn't
difference.
like specific. I think right. It was something like gamers have 3 lives.
Ah!
I don't die. I respawn.
It was more upsetting than that. It was a lot.
It
worse.
was something more verbose too. It was just
And it was
ridiculous.
it was one I had not seen before.
It was a custom job.
So I had to stop and forget to laugh and just applaud. Just go straight to applause.
I did see a Joker sticker on someone's car the other day.
Like Jared Leto.
You know what?
His face.
It just had like the scratchy ha-has and just like his face. Yeah.
Which face though?
I don't know. I couldn't tell. I was scared.
You got spooked by him. You felt kind of witchy.
Oh.
You went home and started donning some darker
I
clothes.
was bewitched. I threw on a black shirt and got my $2 beef euro buck double combo can.
a dollar buck double. Nick's greatest line.
That's one of those weird jokes, the dollar buck double, that even around people that don't know what it is, I still say.
Really?
You know what I mean?
Really?
It just makes sense to me and makes me laugh a little bit. I'll say it so casually too, and no one even cares.
It made sense to him too. But you know, we were talking about donning darker clothing. I'm wearing a
Donnie
shirt.
Darko clothing.
Oh, that's my new line. It's upcoming. I'm a freelance. I got a kickstart. It's witchy clothes.
I told you about Borkor, right?
Borkor.
Yeah.
What is
It's
that?
characterized by blasé clothing, not clothing made for drilling to the center of the earth.
What are you talking about? What is that?
A friend tweeted that.
Oh,
No, I stole his joke.
drilling to the center of the earth.
Or
Oh, I wasn't thinking. We weren't. No.
I'm witchy.
I think I talked about this on the last podcast, but it's really odd. It's just odd the way these trips go and the cycle of my life. Before I went to Houston last year, oh, when you get back, you're doing this management thing. And then after I got back this year, oh, you got a new store director and your job is changing completely again. Isn't that weird? What is it? What is it about this time of year? Do things just get reshuffled? Do people get entered into some kind of new situation?
Yeah, probably. I mean, maybe with the place you're working at or other stores, maybe that like kids are getting out of school or going somewhere else, something like that. Just the way employment turnover happens.
Well, nobody likes work talk, so I'm going to keep it to a couple of sentences and move the hell on because we've got bigger fish to fry. We had a really laid-back store director at my store where I work. Everybody's heard about Jay's Grocery Tales, an upcoming series.
It's a partner to, or I don't know.
It's a partner series to
Guys Grocery Games.
New Year Old Republic.
Wow. Okay.
A partner series. What do I mean?
I don't know. A sister series? I can't spit it out.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
A companion piece.
Companion piece. Jay's Grocery Stories comes on right after Guys Grocery Games.
Shit. But yeah. So we had the most laid-back store director in the world, and funny enough, a store director. Not funny enough, it makes sense, can really set the tone of how everyone's job goes. And so when you go from the most laid-back one who transfers out to the most psychotic one, who is absolutely hell-bent on proving themselves because they're a first-time store director and they're a real task manager, it's just a rough time. Not to mention she speaks broken English and curses under her breath in another language. Very threatening and upsetting. Good old manager Alan, who we had to interact with when...
Oh, yeah. Wow.
When... What did we call him before?
I think you just said Chris, but that gets
Bad
confusing.
Chris.
Sure. Former manager, right?
He was a stock lead.
Oh, okay.
He was an MOD and a stock lead.
Well, if you follow the RJ3K mythos, you might remember someone sending multiple...
horrifying drunken texts. Worse than anything I could ever do.
I was hoping it would happen again. This time, it might be his last.
It was somebody in his family's last. You remember those text messages?
No.
From last night, or...
What?
The Langer father is done. No, wait.
Yes, he's finished.
The bad Chris father is done.
Right.
He's... Who announces on Facebook... My father died this evening.
It's very casual.
But then he said, good thing my mother and my stepmother are still alive.
And then, God is great.
Yeah.
It's kind of sick when you say it like that.
Why would you ever talk about that on Facebook? Especially when your account is your, MMO fucking name. I don't know what to think about that.
It's just so tasteless, all of it.
You want to talk about tasteless, though?
Yeah.
We photoshopped his father.
I know. That was a while
ago. Now
he's
dead.
I made fun of Chester Bennington.
Now he's alive. No. Now he's flickering.
I was going to say his star finally went out. I care.
I get why that song is oddly poetic to fans of that band, though.
Was it a posthumous release?
No.
Then who cares?
But it was foreshadowing. It was like Black Star by David Bowie. He knew his time was up. Except in a different way. Anyway, we backpedal to work. Yeah, it's just my job's going from 0 miles per hour to 100, and it's going to be awful. Which is part of the reason I'm still having a few drinks tonight, even though I'm so burnt out on drinking. It's ridiculous. I know you're burnt out.
Yep.
We both have our health reasons.
I'm done for a while.
You need to be done for a while. And so, why am I doing this hands
like an
on
Eric
my head?
Wareheim pose.
Listen to me.
Oh, you sounded like Bob Chan. Now listen to me.
Oh, Bob Chan. Oh, shit.
He's gone, isn't he?
He is.
Fuck.
The bad father has passed.
I do not mourn Chester Bennington. I mourn Bob Chan. For the hellspawn he created ended his life prematurely. He burnt down his house. He couldn't get out.
One of my friends from college on Facebook, one of my better friends, he posted either yesterday or the day before, Chris Chan blocked me on FB. And I said, He doesn't have a dedicated page. He does. And it's not a fan page or like a
it's
fan account.
It's
It is
Christine also. Now.
Yes.
Christine Weston.
I have to be politically correct here because we're dealing with Christine Weston Chandler now. And
You talk about the saga of Chris Chan like it's over.
it's still going.
It's still going.
And it's darker than ever. I
remember when he just like came out of nowhere in that GameStop video.
Yes.
Where he just like threw stuff
or
around.
no, the game place, right?
I don't know.
It's like a local store modeled after like a GameStop.
Game Go.
That somehow a GameStop has not invaded the county.
Yeah.
So I went to his page. I found it. It's not even a page. It's seriously like you can friend him, and he was like posting. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
This is the first step in the
look it up.
usurp the flame ending, I think, for you.
Oh God!
You gotta befriend Christine Weston Chandler.
It's one of those like absurd like
and resurrect Bob from the grave.
Oh God, I'm coming back.
You get that goddamn thing off
They're
of me.
still not gone.
It's still on the internet.
Okay. So, oh man. Oh man. The Facebook account, its name is Christine Weston Chandler, and then in parentheses, Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu.
Okay.
The biography is, I am an all-around good-natured person. I am the capitalized original creator of Sonichu and Rosachu. He studied computer-aided drafting and design at Piedmont, Virginia Community College. And went to Manchester High School, married from Ruckersville, Virginia.
He always said Tuckersville.
He,
There you go, Tuckersville, Virginia.
Keeping it mysterious. Now, okay, so it is May 23rd, and when I saw this, it was May 21st. This is his post from May 20th at 10:26 p.m. via Twitter, wow, but on Facebook.
Oh, he's a Hootsuite guy, huh? He's connected.
This is my situation. We have no fresh food, no raw meat, no fruits or veggies, only, all caps, canned food, and an old, he capitalizes really strange things, and an old bag of powdered milk. I need to go to Food Lion tomorrow to buy fresh food! Exclamation point. I have lowered the phone by another $25. Please donate if you can, and then a PayPal.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a Patreon for Chris Chan. I would have donated to that.
And then the only comment on this is maybe open art commissions?
Oh.
Which he liked. Can someone, okay, May 19th, can someone please buy my phone or donate something, anything? I have to go to the Food Lion tomorrow, and I don't have any dang money. All caps. We ran out of meat today. Why can't he keeps just recalling it meat. We shouldn't be laughing like this.
It's a dead animal or
We
something
ran out
that
of
he was
meat
harvesting.
Today, and a capital, unless something changes by the end of the month, dash, we're living off of canned food and powdered milk.
We're living off of Dad's corpse. Oh, we ran out of meat.
I don't know what this one is. I got a random text on my phone telling me the ground is sour. I looked it up on Google. Y'all have no heart. That's a story.
That was like a vague, Facebook post.
He has an Apple iPhone 6 64 gigabyte that's unlocked that he has been trying to sell for several months.
Who would ever touch that thing? It'd be so disgusting.
And he's lowered it to $250. And he ended the sales post with, things are not good. We're laughing and we
just
shouldn't
smell
be.
like, imagine the smell on that phone. It'd just be like old pickle juice.
Meat. We are out of meat.
I'm going to do a 360 and go to Food Lion. Get it on meat.
The last few posts are just really upsetting things about, buy my phone. He's gone down from about 800 all the way to 250. Holy shit, and his cat's missing. Of course, they would let a cat out, probably.
Saga continues.
But yeah, I just don't think he's doing. Maybe he's doing it by video now. I don't know if he can pay for his internet.
I don't think he's allowed to do that anymore.
They've barred him from YouTube. Okay, somehow work talk turned into that and got out of control. I guess I'm done with work talk. Now, Chris, I'm trying to. Oh, this is something I wanted to stick in here just before we get into a meaty topic. Okay, so you spend plenty of time on the internet, right?
Yeah, of course.
Maybe,
Hate it.
like all of us now. It used to be back in the day there were people who spent time on the internet. Now everyone does.
Yeah.
Through their stupid fucking phones that ruined the internet. But
Wow, look at you.
I remember back in the day.
The internet elitist. Jay.
I remember back in the day. Now, if every now and then you'll see, like, you know Adventure Time.
Yep.
Regular Show.
Yep.
Steven Universe.
No, but I know the name.
People will create these extremely emotional fan vids with just really angsty songs, and they're just cut together bits of these really silly cartoons in like misleadingly emotional poses. Have you seen this?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
I tweeted about this today. What is this? Seriously, what is this shit? I mean, it'll be like a series of sad faces from these goofy-ass characters from Steven Universe with Evanescence or something playing, and it's totally serious. Or like a little, of Monsters and Men song, and it's all in black and white. What is this?
It's like a different branch of the, that strange ghetto, in quotes, clothing, like, that has Bugs Bunny on it and stuff. With him, like, smoking a cigar. And it says, like, I used to not give a damn, now I don't even give a fuck. And it's Bugs Bunny, like, blowing smoke rings. It reminds me of that.
To me, the only way I can figure this stuff out is to try to put myself in the shoes of a child who really got too far into a show. And they got a little older, and they hit maybe like their prepubescent or teenage years, and they still had that show in their headspace. But they were going through really emotional times, and they held on to that cartoon. They held on to it, and they had, from childhood, grown these really intimate attachments to these stupid, awful characters. I mean, imagine longing pictures of, like, Double D from Ed, Edd n Eddy. Like,
okay, now it makes sense.
And, like, not even, like, Wake Me Up When September Ends is playing, but just absurd indie rock and pop songs that are way too sad. And it's
like Eustace looking at a Muriel's grave and, like, Bright Eyes lyrics.
Yes! I just don't understand it. And I've been trying to figure it out for a long time because I've seen it on and off for years. But just the other, like, I just don't understand. I saw it earlier today. Someone, and my, hold on. Well, I won't even do that. But my former roommate in college, who I was friends with for a long time before, his girlfriend does Steven Universe fan art. And it's all, like, the characters acting really damaged and hollow. I just don't understand.
I don't know.
Do a Lemmy. I don't get it.
I don't get it.
See, we've been trying this whole trip. Well, you're better than me, but I cannot do I can't do accents, period. But I cannot.
Do your best Scotsman.
Give me a sentence.
I bought a nondescript black hat from Walmart.
I bought a nondescript. I bought a nondescript black hat from Walmart.
That's great.
What?
You give me a sentence, I'll try.
Tigger got out of the shed today.
Why you give me that word?
Tigger? He got out of the shed. Well, who's keeping him in there? Pooh, no! Okay, now we're creating emotional cartoon character storylines.
Oh, I get it!
Oh, no. The Phantom Refuge. That's such an inside joke. They broke my TIE fighter.
No, you want me to say... Oh, see, I'm better at saying stuff that he's already said that I've heard a lot. You know what I mean?
They've turned the Weems against us. Or is it Weems?
broke my teeth right there.
See, better than I could do. It was better. Like a real Scotsman might be just ready to slap you, but that's.
Well, the Dee Dee voice is easiest for me. Because just so
Okay.
lazy. Just fucking gonna send
What got up
because you don't
today?
even have to say words. Like,
A
I was gonna take a bus to Yorkland.
man who has slept so much he lives in neither
Just a
reality.
haze.
Just a constant haze and nightmare. Which I've been there. I used to be like that when I was a kid.
He wakes up at 4 p.m. goes, and goes back to bed.
and then when something has to be done, like he can't adjust to reality. What is it with his dad in that one bit? Woke me up on that.
No, he goes, "What have you become, son?"
He said, woke me up on that fucking venison crane last night. What's happened to you, son? So good. Like he is lost. It's like something more sinister, like he's become a drug addict, except it's
He's just
like
lazy.
He's fucking sleeping all the time and lapsing between realities.
We tried to discuss Lemmy on the Mistake Cast, but
Did we now?
yeah.
Do we not? Do we want to have another retrospective?
No, not really.
What
I don't
is
think.
Lemmy? What is the nature of Lemond?
Brian Lemond, a.k.a. Lemmy, had a show on BBC, I guess Scotland, like you were saying. It's a variety sketch show. What would you say it's similar to? I don't know if it's
Tim
really
and Eric wants to come to mind, of course, but
yeah,
it's not.
but it's not as it's not as
I mean, there's surreal parts, but
Yeah.
it's not.
it's not as absurdist, I guess.
Yeah, it's
It's weird because there are still like bargain bin editing like effects and stuff, but a little more toned down, I guess. But anyway, Lemmy, a great guy,
he's
a source of
not the best guy.
well, maybe not.
Like objectively, he
Well-
might be pretty horrible.
Uh,
I hope you fucking die.
I wouldn't say he's a bad person though.
I'll burn your whole family to the ground.
All right, what were you?
Well, speaking of death,
All right,
I gave Chris a whole lot of anime this trip. I really did.
maybe that's why I don't feel good.
He's suffering from withdrawals because it's over.
Oh yeah,
I showed him Trigun. I showed him all of Trigun. We already talked about that though. Showed him a little DBZ as we mentioned. Not like, hey Chris, watch this. This is good. Just look how dumb this is, basically.
very fun to peel back some layers and watch that.
But everyone has said for years, oh, Death Note. That's the thinking man's anime. That's the one. What was that that stupid, like, I don't know if it was Flash or not, but when we were at that guy's apartment way back when I took a toke and then we watched that like Ninja Assassin something show.
Yeah, I don't remember
And
what
I was
that
like,
was.
oh, it's actually very intelligent. They fundamentally understand anime.
Yeah,
Part of it was the inner monologue where someone's like, it'll pan to someone and like turn to black and white, like in the middle of a fight, and they'll go, well, if I take his attack now and we move around this way, he'll do this. But what if he anticipates my attack's coming? It's that kind of thing. So how much of Death Note was just inner monologues?
quite a bit of it. In fact, the entire last episode was, I'd say, about maybe a fourth of that. like exposition also when he was thinking to himself.
Was the show as smart as many people seem to think?
I mean, it's a smart show, yeah, I would think so, because it kept me guessing a lot of the time, or like had some twists that I didn't see coming. I don't know if that was like necessarily from good writing or very contrived
Catchy writing?
segments. Yeah, I don't know.
A lot of it was like that, but did anything seem just grossly out of place and absurd? Like,
Yeah,
were there any
the girl, I can't remember her name.
Oh, Misa
Yeah.
Amane. Yeah, in a show with originally a manga that's much better. I know everybody says the book is better, but it's definitely true in this case. That character is a lot more annoying in the anime because she has that voice, and you don't hear that in the manga. But that's a big sore thumb sticking out. The whole fucking character. And the show has an ongoing trend of, it's one of my biggest like upsets about the show. Like women are represented
Very poorly, yeah.
And the main character, Light Yagami is extremely misogynistic and controlling of everyone, but particularly women, who seem to like their knees buckle in his presence. That's the biggest flaw of the entire show.
He manipulates someone by saying like, "You want me to love you, right?" or something like that.
Well, she's clearly hysterical and dumb,
Yeah.
but just the fact that Misa's character is written and introduced the way it is, it just doesn't fit with it doesn't fit with any character in that show. So that's the biggest flaw, easily. But I mean, we're talking about it as if everyone's seen it. Whatever. It's been out for so long. It's like what? It's over 10 years now.
Yep.
What expectations did you have leading up to the ending, and how did you receive what you got?
I didn't really know what to expect, honestly, for the ending.
I think I flashed a thumbnail of a video looking something else up that said, Ellen Light's death!
I didn't see that. Well, I figured that would happen anyway. That was just kind of his character. Mm-hmm. He was out of control the entire time. I thought, really, that it would be a little more... like, a more definite ending and not... like so bleak as it was, even though the show is incredibly like bleak.
You thought the ending of this was bleak?
Well, what I'm saying is I didn't expect it to end with him just lying on the like staircase bleeding out. You know what I mean? I thought it'd be a little more bookend kind of thing.
It was poignant though, because it rounded right back to what he asked the Shinigami told him when he was young and in school. At the end of this, I will be writing your name in my death note, which I think that was cool that they didn't just like kill him somehow. Like that was it, because people put Ryuk on the back burner as a character, but no, he's omnipresent and is waiting for this. But it's funny you mentioned that this ending might have been too bleak.
No, I'm not complaining. I didn't expect it.
The ending of the manga is so much more intensely bleak and real. Like, basically, they flashed one of those, like middle of episode, advertisements, like, things, how to use the Death Note.
Yeah. And it said, like, all humans will die or something like that.
Well,
no exceptions.
There was, like, all blah, blah, blah who die neither go to heaven nor hell. They go to Mu, nothingness.
Yeah.
In the manga, like, Light doesn't leave that warehouse. He doesn't have his poetic, like, symbolic run where he passes his former high school self. He just is writhing on the ground in that puddle, and Ryuk comes up and, like, tells him there is no afterlife, there's only nothingness, there is no God, and it ends. And he dies. That's how the manga ends, so I kind of like, even though I'm not the most spiritual guy, the ending of the anime a lot better, because you see, like... even though they established the nothingness thing, you see, like, a phantom L looking over him as he dies on the steps. And that's really cool. That's super cool. But I remember back in the day when I was watching this, it was 10th grade when they were airing it as it was dubbed on Adult Swim at, like, 10 o'clock every night. Did you think Nier and Mello, those two characters... like, their whole thing even made sense as, like, successors to L?
Not really. Not really.
Because a lot of people think after episode 25, when L dies, the whole show goes to shit.
I don't think it... okay, I'm glad you said that. I don't think it necessarily went to shit, but...
it became a lot less interesting.
Yes, that's exactly it. Yeah. Harder to follow, too.
The writing became a lot more erratic and fast, and more, like, outrageous things were done.
Introduced a lot of characters that I weren't sure where
the whole
they came
Yotsuba
from.
group thing.
Yeah.
That's the worst part of the show. Even though the death of that one guy with the ultra-long sideburns in that car chase was insane!
Yeah.
But, like, Mikami, the delete guy, was all like, I don't know about this. And by the way, I remember looking over when he stabbed himself with a pin at your face, and you were just... You were just scowling like, what? Because it's at no point does it establish that he still has the pin. At no point. And I don't know. I think, have you, it's tough to say this because, now you've seen Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, and this, which are, to me, arguably the three best anime. Can you say you get it? You're a fan. There's something to it. Have you come around like Jeff Gerstmann and Dan Reichert have?
I fear that I might have seen the best is the thing.
It's all downhill from here.
Yeah.
There's still... There's still a handful of them out there that might be worth viewing, but nothing that will be as compelling to you.
Yeah.
Even though really the ultimate best two to watch are Death Note and Cowboy Bebop. Trigun is, like I kept saying, an anime-ass anime.
And still, I think I enjoyed Trigun more than Death Note. I enjoyed Cowboy Bebop and Trigun more because, as we discussed, it's just more personal. Like, Death Note is probably the best quality thing.
Yeah.
But it's a really cool show with a lot of, like, interesting things, but, like, none of it really connects.
Right. There's not much emotion to be found in it.
There's a lot of cool concepts, and it makes you think a lot, and maybe you can relate that back to yourself, but, like, none of the characters.
What about, like...
You know what I mean?
What about, like, Matsuda, as after he shot Light in the wrist or hand or whatever, saying, "What did your father die for? What was it all for?"
That was a very rare moment of
wow.
That. Yeah.
And I thought that Light's dad's death is one of the hardest things to watch in the whole show because, like I said, that is one of my favorite characters and symbolic of like pure blind justice and like ignorant justice. Like you don't even know you're completely. There's no perversion in you. So incredible. But did you think Light deserved it? Did he get what was coming?
Of course.
What do you think of his final speech? Like, I thought it was so cool. Like, if you've ever been in a situation where you see yourself losing an argument or you're backed into a corner, when you try to recover, that feeling, that panic, I think they conveyed that in the most human way. Like, he is so fucked, but he's trying so hard.
The voice actor did a really good job of that.
That fucking laughing. I was really impressed, even after seeing it. This is probably my third time. It's fucked up. Like, it's really fucked up.
Feels real, like, because he got away with this for, like, 5 or 6 years, right? And then finally it all came crashing down in an instant.
And it was ugly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it was a bad, sad, pathetic, you're barely human ending. Just him writhing on the ground in that puddle. It's like, oh, God. This is incredible.
It's like he went through all the stages of grief instantly.
Yeah.
Like, all at once.
You remember that part where he was just like, he was like, "Misa, so-and-so, anyone, what do I do?" It's like, holy shit.
Well, I mean, like, when it's revealed that, like, they weren't swapped out or whatever.
Yeah.
Or no, they were. Both of them
they were, but
out.
yeah.
But, like, instantly just like, what? No, it was a setup! It was a setup! Oh, no!
That look on his face, do you remember that look? He was like,
yeah.
His face was like, it was like this like, triangle that someone like skewed to the side, and his face was like lined really weirdly, and it panned back to Mikami, and he was like, it was like, we're fucked, we're so fucking fucked. But he still kept trying, which was so his character. He couldn't just do it. Like Mogi was coming over with the fucking handcuffs. Went, no! Just wow. I don't know. That show still at points makes my head spin just how crazy it is. And it is such a shame what they did with the movie, the English live action movie, because there is a series of Japanese live action ones. I know nothing about them. I know nothing about the quality of them, but when Death Note happened, it was just so fucking big. Like one of the biggest cultural phenomena of like anything coming out of like Japan. It was so big, and everyone was obsessed. And let's not forget about the second opening.
Oh, yes.
By the great Maximum the Hormone, one of the strangest metal / hardcore extreme experimental bands ever. Their music's actually really entertaining. But that show just took a lot of risks that I've never seen in almost anything else. And I was very happy we got to fit it all in because I was worried for a minute there, but we did it.
Yep. We did it.
We did
watched a lot.
We watched... How many hours was that? 37 episodes, 20 minutes each? Wow.
It's like 15 hours worth, right? Something like that.
Somewhere in there. And I can't thank you enough, man, because was it worthwhile?
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I just remember watching the second episode. That's the first episode I caught because I think like Joseph had told me, you gotta watch this. And it was, I stayed up really late after school and it aired. It was the episode where Elle has that prisoner, Lind L. Taylor, go on TV. I am the face of Elle. I'm not afraid. And he like experiments for the first time. I remember the ending of that and I was just like, whoa! Oh shit!
That's the thing, like,
oh man, I gotta see more.
I feel like the latter, like maybe fourth of it, lost a lot of the intrigue, and it just became the cat and mouse thing.
Yeah,
and you were just waiting for it to happen.
Yeah.
Finally.
But yeah, like the episode, like they're standing in the warehouse for about.
Well, okay, sorry to cut you off, but they stopped doing new things. You know what I mean with the Death Note?
Yeah,
it was. Just, it was just like you kept learning new ideas about the Death Note.
There's a point in Death Note where, you, like in the beginning, you figure out, okay, this is a new thing I can do, and I can get the Shinigami eyes, and I can do this, and but your life will be halved, and you can take off a piece of the Death Note, and you can do this, and it's like, wow, this is crazy, and you can control someone's actions up until this point, and they can influence another person. Wow, and that was a really creative, cool period. But I feel like they kind of, I hate to use this term, spent their load really early. And the rest of it was kind of more of a tedious task to get it out. But I think it still paid off. And I still really like the ending. Yeah. Even though it's one of the harshest, most upsetting things I've ever seen.
That was good, though.
Were you rooting for Light?
No.
You weren't?
No.
It wasn't like a Breaking Bad situation where even in the end you're kind of just like, this guy fucking is horrible, but it's kind of like, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's
Light
hard to
was
compare
too,
those.
like, psychotic and unhinged.
Especially at the end.
Yeah.
But
and he had his head so far. I mean, Walt Light did too, but he had his head so far up his own ass.
Man, Light lost his fucking mind. And it's the same thing with Breaking Bad. I'm glad I brought it up. The idea of if you hadn't brought these specific life-changing things into this person's life, would they ever reveal themselves to be the true sociopath they were meant to become? I think that's one of the scariest concepts. Like any normal person can be given. Because, like, you remember in the beginning of Death Note, Light picks up the book, and it says, the human whose name is written in this book shall die. And he goes, what a sick thing. And he just casts it aside. It's like, there was, like, humanity there. And then, shortly after that, it just gradually just went out the window. I don't know, the idea that something can be presented to you in your life to absolutely change you and reveal maybe truly what you were meant to be is a really cool idea to me. And Breaking Bad was the same fucking way. It was the same way. Ooh! Sorry, I had to exhale very...
that was good noise.
I had to let it all out. But we're over the hour mark. And we gave our best music picks last the lost podcast,
the mistake cast,
right. Well, I thought this is the renewal podcast,
right?
So I'm just gonna basically transfer right into music picks from last episode because they kind of matched up and fit, and I'm still going to be uploading. You know, it's kind of good. We didn't do any game videos.
Nope.
We didn't do a single one the whole time for whatever reason. But there's still a lot of them under my belt. Like a good number. And a few you forgot about. They're good, though. But, so I'll be padding out this content slowly. And mark my fucking words, New Year Old Republic will finish the game. Are you watching that at all? Are you watching any of that? Does anybody fucking care?
Hey, I have a question.
What is that, Chris?
How do you think we'd handle getting a bunch of subscribers if we made like a breakthrough something? Like, what would you change in your life personally? What would happen?
Well, I have a full-time job now that is extremely demanding, and it would be difficult to do much other than play video games and upload them online in a regular rate.
Yeah, so you're thinking like, all right, let me pose this, like 10,000 subscribers that expect you to do something on a regular basis, but not enough to support you outside of having a job. What would that change?
We would create a video that is a hilltop and there was an enormous flag post at the top of it, in the middle. And you would clearly see the inclines leading up to this flag post stuck in the earth. And slowly, in frame, both of us would approach it. And we would lay hands on the flag and say, "Once a year, no, twice a year, there will be content, and it will be great." And it will be in the summer, and it will be in mid-season December. Right?
When we record stuff, yeah, but we
Yes.
put stuff out
But
sporadically.
everything else will be staggered and horrifying. You'll never
But
know.
hold on, but so even if you had a base like that, you wouldn't be more motivated to get stuff out on a more better schedule?
No.
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 Even if you had a bunch of subscribers.
You guys subscribe to us. Leave if you want. It's your fault.
But isn't that what you want with the channel?
No.
No.
I want us. That's it. Like something as strange as you continue to say, what is it? Digital sketchbooking or what is it?
Scrapbooking.
Scrapbooking.
Yes.
That's it.
Just something to look back on and
That's
what
all
we
I
were
want.
doing.
Because years from now, 20 years from now, if either of us are alive, that's not saying anything, just so you know. If either of us are alive, we'll look back on this. We might not be friends anymore. We may be the best of friends. We may be the best men at each other's weddings, for all we know. We'll look back on this and say, "God damn, this used to be quite a thing, wasn't it?"
Mm-hmm.
And if we have collected followers along the way that we didn't have to dupe,
Then that's just a byproduct
it's
of
a
it.
byproduct. I no longer care. It was back in the day, not long ago. I wanted to be a viral success. Now it's for us.
Yeah.
It is only for us, and I don't give a shit anymore. We are doing this for us, and only us, and our friends.
Yeah.
Did you have any more?
No, I was gonna say. I mean, basically, that I do this because it's fun. It makes us laugh a lot,
It's fun,
and
it's something to yearn for each year.
And I'm a very sentimental person, so I like to go back and look at stuff from a while ago.
Not only that, but it's also a series of collected thoughts that you should probably put down in a notepad each year. And for the most part, we do address every single point.
Pretty
I
much,
feel
yeah.
like I have. And it's just, I don't know many people who have a friendship like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a good thing. It's an odd, separated thing, but it's great. And that's why I want to get to music picks.
Okay.
How are we looking?
It'll be a shorter one, but
That's fine.
that's fine. Okay. You want to go first or me? I'll let you take it out. So I'll go first.
Are you? What?
What?
You go first?
Yeah, I'll let you take us out.
Okay.
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 So I know you've been planning quite a bit.
Stop it. You stop it. You take that back. That's out of line. Why do you say that? Tell the audience. Give a truthful response.
Because you said you've been planning quite a bit.
I said I've prepared 5 months worth of music picks. That can mean anything from 2 picks to 50.
But you put a... Okay, never mind. Sure.
Nope, never mind. You tell it how it is.
That's,
you are the
well, you
master.
said you had
Okay.
planned this and had some really good picks.
So what do you have?
So what I'm saying, I came up with this one just on the spot. Okay? But I know you've heard it, and I'm going to choose it anyway, okay?
Yeah.
And we've used it before on our previous channel as an outro to something. You might have remembered the Rob Williams is Dead cast.
Not really.
Okay. Well, the outro was I'm So Tired by Fugazi. And that's my pick.
I barely see my breath surrounded by jealousy and death. I can't be reached, only heaven call, dragged underneath, separate from you all.
I'll say a few things about this. Did you say I chose this or you chose this?
No, one of the reasons I chose it, and even if it was kind of an on the spur of the moment thing, you chose this as an outro for the previous channel's podcast, the last one we did before I had to go back to school. So it was kind of
that
like
makes sense.
That's basically why.
I was very like poignant.
That was why. So I wanted to choose something like that, and I love
And
that
I
song
think that's
too.
an oddly haunting thing to do.
Yeah.
To be totally honest. And you know I'm the one person that would appreciate that. That's an incredible
Trying
song.
to kind of bookend it in a way.
That's an incredible song by an artist that I really think most people don't ever appreciate. And also a song by them that
Doesn't sound like anything
sound
else
like a
they
thing
do.
they've ever done.
Yeah.
But it's a cool pick, and I really feel not only like you chose a slam dunk, but I'm also flattered. You know what I mean? Is it time for me?
Sure.
I don't have much to say. I really don't. I found this artist a while back, and I think he might make sense for us. This is Andy Schaaf. You ever heard of him?
I don't think so.
Pull on up. This is The Magician.
Do you find it's a little easier each time you make it disappear? Oh, fools, the magician bends the rules. As the crowd watches his every move. Just a shaking hand without a concrete plan. Do-do-do, 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 do-do-do. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do,
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
What?
That was incredible, first of all.
Thank you.
But I wanted to say, and it doesn't really sound like them,
Yeah.
but it's a weird memory, but one of my strongest memories since we started doing RJ3K is when we were driving back to Atlanta from here, and in
Yeah.
the middle of the night, you just played Ready Able by Grizzly Bear.
You flatter me only further, dude. You really do.
I just remember like listening to
The
that
mushrooms.
and talking about that, and then like we just went down a rabbit hole of talking about personal stories from like high school.
You
and
remember
college.
the story about the closet?
I remember all of it very well.
The closet, man.
All of it. It's I don't know why, but it's one of like those defining memories to me.
And this reminds
This
you
reminds
of that.
me of it. Yeah.
Like a lost page.
Yeah. Like I honestly look forward to hearing that while we drive. Seriously.
I don't know if I can really talk about that again.
Well, no. I just want to hear the song again, though.
Andy Schaaf, the magician.
Stir up some stories
It's a cool song.
awesome
and
video too.
An incredible video. Like I don't know what program they may have used.
I think they just put a bunch of pictures together. Right?
Every single fucking thing is like hand animated.
Yeah, stop motion.
And fucking incredible and neat, and it kind of like it subverts what you expect it to do half the time. Like it creates a shape and then it like blossoms into something else. It's like, wow, dude. It's a very cool like Beatles influenced song that has a psychedelic spin more or less of its own that I just captured from, as I've told you, Last FM Journeys.
Yeah.
And I heard the song and saw, oh wow, this has a music video. What could this be? And I watched the music video and I said, that's it, man. That's it. And I heard the song probably 10 more times, and every single time I heard it, it got better.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it, man. You got any more Lemmy thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to end it out. Like, that's it. Good patter.
What a string of good picks, I gotta say. Some of my favorites you've had.
I do what I can, and I am what I am. See you guys next season.
Sorry, man.
Goodbye.